to messages. I hope I find reconnecting. Oh, YouTube. It's because I had the Wi-Fi on. Oh, sorry about that. So, I hope I find you well. We'll get straight into the Lord's Prayer. That way you can get on with your day and I can get on with my night. Not going to be on long. Going to be a little while. That's about it. Hope we don't get any of these, but I deal with them on a regular basis, so it doesn't worry me. I'm trying to get this out before the problem with the family gets to the front door. A bit of a hassle with the young ones. Silliness. They don't want me to start. Well, firstly, I'll be starting a new channel about news. And this guy will report to you the news of the week. I'm going to do video, send it to someone, they'll edit for me, and we'll see where we go from there. I've been a little bit slack. Hello, guys, how are you going? Long time no see. Well, I'm only going to be on short tonight, so I'm just going to do, I don't even need to do disclaimer actually. They can copy this if they want. I'm just going to do the Lord's Prayer, say how Sparta is going to change into a news channel. And my first report is going to be, of course, I was going to do one on Cardi B, but that trial's over, so I'll just do one on the end result. And it's going to be non-biased. Don't worry, I checked the algorithm. Her and Jack have no bad blood between them. They move the same circles, but that's about it. Trust me. And I'm going to do a report on the riots in Indonesia. Oh, Mr. Pepe, Pepsico, cat. Got a cat prop. We don't need to see that, Pepe. Oh, he's a good cat. Yes, so I'm going to do a report on the riots in Indonesia. Seems pretty strange they're having those riots over there in Indonesia the same time we're having those riots here in Australia. Not for the same thing, of course, but riots nonetheless. And then I'm going to do a little report on Mr. Trump and how he's taking back the security of Kamala Harris after Biden had extended it for a year. Right now, when she's starting to travel the country to promote her book, you know. So they just want to play that game. And then I will do a report on what's been happening at home here with these Nazis taking over these rallies and also bashing Aboriginal people and desecrating Aboriginal sites. Bad times are coming, people. Bad times are here. So we better get Lord God to help us. And the best way to do that is like that person asked Jesus, how is the best way do we contact God? He said, like this, children. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but to deliver us from evil. Hail Mary, full of grace. Amen. And that is about all he said to do. And you do that, you don't need to be in a church or a synagogue or a building. You can be there if you want to. But But God's way is going to be found in here and in here. When you find him there, he's with you everywhere. That's how he has his great power to travel everywhere, when he's in us. Well, I said I'm not going to be on long. I'm not going to be on long. Simple as that. I find it hard to do what she's asked me, this reporting. I've had to study a lot of people that do it. And they'll banter on for 10, 11 minutes, 15, 20 minutes over the same subject. Like a troll, really. Even though they come back with a non-biases, I said to her, I can't really do that. I can't stretch out something that I can get out in the whole life story in 2.5 minutes. Even the trial and everything, and try to stretch it out for 10 minutes. I could do 4 stories in 10 minutes, like everyone try to stretch out every 3 minutes. So we're going to try that. So I'm a bit delaying. And I'm debating whether to do it with the mask on or the mask off. That's why lately the shorts I've been putting up, I've been chopping up my other lives, trying to find funny bits and silly bits and information bits, and put them up as shorts. So I ran them to her and I said, which one do you like the best? Would you like the guy without the mask, or do you like the Archangel Michael act? It's up to you. It's not an act, but the gimmick itself. This is because you see him in a statue. You don't know what he looks like other than the statues that they carve out, the pictures that they draw. You're waiting for the wings. I got to do something. I can't grow wings. I wish I could. Well, so I don't think we're seeing Jag till, what was it, Sunday? I think I caught the last little bit of a live that she had. I'll have to catch up. I hope not. Oh, I don't need this content claim disclaimer. I really don't. They can chop this up if they want, guys. I really don't care. Not tonight. So they can be trolls as much as they want. But too bad. So yes, Bart is going to go into reporting the news. And not so much giving my opinion. It's trying to report on the proper information to bring it to the people, to the world. We all are used to what's happening in our own countries. But it's interesting to know what's happening around the world as well. I'm trying to structure it like 4 stories. I've got one sitting on a Game of Thrones. That's the main story of the day. I've got the mark of the day, like a football player catching a ball. I got the horse's ass statue, which is the last. No, it's actually a butt of a horse on a statue, or a trophy. Sort of the funny one. No, and then I might pull out the Pandora's box. No, that'll be the secret one. So advertise 3. There's going to be a 4th one on the news, on the Spartan news. I told her the source that soundbite. What is it? This is Sparta. So when I do this here, it'll be able to go right there. She's a pretty good editor, so we'll see how she goes. See how I go try to do this film. Trying to get this house to be quiet. Other than now, well, and I need more light when I do this news. It's going to be more brighter. Going to be during the day, none of this set the back. Go out there where I got more light to play around with. We'll see how we go. If I get it right, and she likes it, she will promote me, she will help me, and we'll go from there, and I will grow my channel. Just as quick as Auntie Lee's. It's fabulous how she's grown. People want to know what she's talking about. She's interesting. Even the trolls used to say, Auntie Lee has the potential to grow bigger than all of us. And she has. She truly has. But on that road that she's on, it's pretty dangerous. Sometimes she might come across information people don't want to hear. So we have to stick around her and support her, make sure that she's safe. As best we can, how we can. Oh, truly, I'd like to be able to go physically and help these people safely. But, I don't have that type of money. The bad guys do, but the good guys, well, unfortunately, we got to scratch its grave. It's like Jesus and the 12 disciples, I guess. Relying on people's generosity as they traveled around to put out the message. That's how it is. If you look out for all history, the good guys have always been the ones that are persecuted the most. And that is a fact. And when people start to realize that, well, maybe the world might wake up. Maybe they won't be chilling in the street for idiots like Diddy, a convicted felon. I can say that. It's not allegedly, guys. He's a convicted felon. He's waiting for sentencing. He's been convicted. Convicted of 2 charges, 2 very bad charges, regardless. So he's a felon. He's got a criminal record now. You don't have to say allegedly. He's, Diddy Combs, the felon. Aha. So lick that gun. Owe your money, you won't stop that. That's not allegedly, that's a fact. I'm not alleging that. He's been convicted. He is now a felon, according to the American law. Written down, you've done this one, and you've done this one. You're a felon. Well, there you go. He should never be allowed in the music industry again. Can't be trusted. If you're going to be in the industry like that, I prefer, like they do in politics, you have to have a clean record. Or you're not allowed to put your face out like that. Even on this, you must have a fairly decent record. Doesn't have to be totally clean, but it has to be clean enough. So any of those are, no, we're going to stop him some way or another. No, he can't come out all notorious, I'm the Don the gangster, I did jail. Bullshit. No billionaire does jail. Not like a real jail. Oh, they slipped Epstein off the soap, though. They didn't mess around with him. He knew that 10 times as much as the tapes they got from Diddy. And there you go. He had everyone on the list. But we'll see. We will see. We will see. I will say one thing about that Cardi B case. At least she didn't countersue. She would have been a real jerk if she did that. So I'm glad she did say she's going to do it to the next person that tries. I understand that. No? So I got to respect that. Because mostly nowadays, that's what it is. Bang, bang. Oh, you're going to sue me, and you don't, I'm going to countersue. How ridiculous. So she showed some resolve at the end, even though, like the opposing party, they kind of said, well, when she was here before, she threw something at you guys. Bit rude, bit comedic. But I suppose when you're in the limelight like that, you think you can just be whoever you want to be. If I carried on like that in the court, tried to make a laugh, oh gee, that judge would sentence you in contempt of court. Plain straight out. So, but it was a civil law case. There was no criminal thing there. There was no need for a criminal. There was no evidence. The evidence was poor in that case. And, well, you have to think, pregnant. Women that usually are pregnant are not going to put themselves into harm's way. They would protect the baby inside them. No, and this has been known by man. Evil men from the slavery days. They used to use this as a slavery technique, especially in the West Australian pearling industry. In the record, they've got it that a man can hold his breath the longest underwater. I doubt that's actually the full truth. I know that women can hold their breath underwater longer. But you have to be very cruel to do this. First, you have to impregnate the woman, so you increase your slave population, you increase your profit. Even though it would be their own child, they would treat it like a slave nonetheless. Sell it off as a bit of property. And when she's pregnant, well, mother would do anything to protect that child inside her to make sure it's born. Even hold her breath longer to get more pearl shells from the bottom of the ocean. So they used to get them pregnant deliberately, not only because it increases their slave stock, right? but they can hold their breath longer underwater, the threat of losing their child. That's a fact. You won't know that one. That's a fact. That didn't stop till 1937, guys, when a judge in Perth declared no more blackbirding. That means you weren't allowed to go out in the bush and steal the natives and turn them into slaves. So they didn't say nothing about the slaves they already had in the system. Yes, we know all about slavery over here. But there you go. That's just the way it is. Now, men can be cruel, but not all men are cruel. We can't be all demonized. We have the ability to do these things, but not all of us would do it. It's like with the bear and the man and the bear. And say, oh, I choose the bear. Well, that bear's going to tear you up every single time. And I know it sounds good in the ear. Well, what's the bear going to do? Tear off an arm? Okay, you're going to survive that blood loss. You're going to be able to know how to patch that up while it's bleeding out. 3 minutes, you bleed out. Finished. Major arteries in the arm. So you won't survive that long. And then if you don't get medical attention out in the forest, especially over here, in the way the caustic, out where my country is, where it's caustic, oh, you wouldn't last 2 days before that got infected. Terribly, terribly infected. Within 4 days, you'll be dead of septicemia. And the maggots will clean up. And actually, it's probably best off to leave the maggots there, because they'll clean up the wound best they can. So you won't survive. But if you go out with any man, doesn't mean you choose to be with him, but you just choose to be out that bush or out the forest with a man, there's nothing that says that man's going to hurt you. Some men might take that situation into advantage. Some, a very small percentage, that are sprayed to make the rest of us look bad. But you'll find the majority of men, 98% of men, they won't harm you at all. Remember that. No, remember that. If you look at the bigger statistics, not every man is going to hurt you. Yes, you can argue the point that everyone can do it, but so can the woman. You know? We can all pick up a knife. We can all stab. I mean, nowadays, when you go to the teller machine after 10 o'clock at night, you got to worry about the 18-year-old girl on ice trying to stab you with an ice pick to take your money. Not the guy. It's crazy. Hottest country in the world. And we got more ice in the street than bloody Antarctica. Crazy. Crazy. Well, been on nearly 20 minutes. Almost there. I'll get to the 20-minute mark and then I'll shut it down. And that's the way that will be. So, Sparta's going to the news. Report on maybe not straight away. I had to have a look at a lot of channels, including two of the guys that are really top-notch at the moment on YouTube, the toppest ones. And I've got to get something a bit more fanfare than what they've got. I've got to be unique. So I'm debating whether to keep this on or take it off. I don't know. I think I might keep it on. We'll see how we go with the editing. All depends. Some days, well, like most ladies knows, depends on your mood. When you get up, what you're going to do for the guy. Even if he's just your friend. Crazy, that one. Not always like that, but no. I find it generally like that. It's always a bit of a battle. A bit of a battle for that moral superiority over one another. That's what it kind of is with a relationship or a friendship. Especially when you have a friendship with a girl, because I don't never really had that unless I was going out with them. Very rare. I had a friend of Kelly's sister. She was my friend, and that's how I met Kelly. But other than that, I really haven't had many female friends. I find it hard Don't know. Don't know. Especially if they're with someone, because that person, it's funny. They think you're putting eyes at them, and it's not like that at all. It's just, I don't know. It's not like I'm attracted to every woman. I reckon every woman's nice, but that's about it. I'm not one of these sexual deviants who goes looking and idolizing women and objectifying them, even though I can. Everyone can. Everyone can objectify the other sex. Everyone can objectify each other in any which way they want. But there are rules that stop that. And there are moral rules. That's another thing. When do we replace laughter with law and morality? Now, technically, did he got off those three charges through the law? But why is the morality allowed the laughter? Just because that law says that he got off it, well, just means he had a good lawyer. Wasn't enough evidence. We know he did it. Allegedly, those three. But we know he's been convicted felon. Or two. Aha. There you go. Why aren't they pushing that out? And people say, oh, that's nothing. That's what I got told. That's exactly how these young ones carry on. That's how some of these people on YouTube carry on. Oh, you only just bashed a woman. That's why the Nazis allowed to go over with 150 to 10 Aboriginal women, kick the shit out of them in their own park, not hurting anyone. The police just come along and say, oh, just move along. No charges have been laid, except that one guy, he went and desecrated a site. That was just yesterday. So it's just going to escalate. They're just going to let it happen. This is why when they went into the Australian Parliament, and I'll tell you right now, Australia is the most racist country on the planet. Right? It really is. When they asked in the Parliament to say, oh, should we abolish the Nazi salute? They said no. Or then politicians said no. Why? You know how you get rid of the Nazis? Make them illegal. The last time we allowed them to run around the earth, look what they've done to it. Look at the war. They are nothing but evil. They do nothing but spread hate. They create racial division deliberately. That is their aim. They aim to be the superior race. We are the ones that built this. We are the ones that did this. We are the ones. No, not a single one of those guys built any of that shit that they're talking about. Someone else did, not them. They're trying to claim everyone. We. No, I say, no, that's you and your fascist ways. Fascism should be banned off this planet. Should be a national law. Any country that allows Nazism or fascism in their country, or Ku Klux Klans in their country, well, they should get sanctions. That government should be sanctioned. So America, you should be sanctioned well and truly. Feel like the rest of the world that you do to that. Stop all the produce coming to you. Then we'll see how you survive with that law. Those Ku Klux Klans will rise up and take over. Those neo-Nazis will rise up and take over. They're waiting. You got to look at it this way. When you push something into someone's face, they'll get tired of it. Over the last 20 years, you push this woke shit into people's face. You push the color race fucking thing into people's face, and they've had enough. Regardless whether they're wrong or whether they're right. You keep pushing shit in people's face, they'll bark up. Every single time. They've had enough of it. 20 years. We've had enough of you trying to turn our kids into fairies. They're kids. Shouldn't even know nothing about sex until they're at least 12. Parents are that irresponsible now that they won't even genderize their child at born when they clearly can see it and they look between his legs. Unless it's a hermaphrodite born with both sexes at the same time. Which is a fact. The mental perception of what that child's going to be is how those parents are going to raise it in the first 5 years of the programming of the child's mind. No one comes out that birth canal knowing what you are. You don't even know you are. All you know is that you're hungry and that you feel pain, that you know what your mother's heartbeat feels like or sounds like. Other than that, you don't even have a concept what a sex is. You learn that. You learn your identity in the first 7 years, actually. First 10 years, you program fully. First 5 years, that's why a lot of people cannot remember past the age of 5. Unless something very, very tragic has happened. Which is unfortunate. But you can't. Why? Because your brain is still trying to program to figure out what you are. No, the Jew study that's been done, it's been a Jew study. And there's no argument for or against. They simply just need more study. All they can put it down to is no one is born knowing what they are. We have to learn. Like we learn everything. We're born a free will unit. That's the whole concept of a free will unit. It's free of will. You learn that when you come out. Now, as beautiful as the women have got this task, it is a task. You don't have to do it. We've got a world where you choose not to do it. Some women unfortunately can't do it. But the body of the female is pretty much designed to give birth. To carry that child through the gestation so it grows, so it can be born into the world. And it is fantastic. And the only women can do this inside them. But that egg inside them cannot do anything without the free will unit. Because the egg is just the egg. It has a basic rudimentary function. Once it gets to a certain point, like most eggs, they go rotten. So that's when you have your period and flush them out. And the womb of the lady is one of the fastest healing bits of skin besides the inside of the stomach that you'll ever get. And that blood inside, the menstrual blood, is got a lot of healing properties to it. And that's why they flush out to heal, relayer the womb with new skin. One of the fastest growing organs in the body, besides the stomach. Because the stomach acid is constantly taking away layers of your stomach and has to regrow really quickly. But there's the man that has that free will unit, sperm, which wiggles all on its own, like it's alive. It has smell receptors, so it knows where it's going. It has a memory. Only has a little bit of food inside it. No, it needs to be in a warm environment. You can live in a warm environment for up to 78 hours. No? So that means women are sort of being banned to working in the sewer. Or they have to wear very, very protective clothing. Because there is a possibility, even though there's been no case of it, there's a possibility of a sewer baby. Woman working in a sewer there, you don't know what blokes are flushing down the toilet. It's pretty warm with all that shower hot water in those systems. Down in those pipes, it stays insulated. That hot water you put down the pipe, goes down the tube, down the plug hole, that can stay warm for bloody 24 hours in that same heat. Everyone has a shower in the morning. We've got a certain time everyone does things. Right? And that sperm can swim along just like they do in the ocean. No different. You put it under a microscope, it's all pretty much the same. All looks the same. No? So a woman's in there, she's got her parts exposed, there's a possibility that could happen. Not saying it has. There's been no record of it. But they have concepted it. That's just how it could be. No? That's how it could be. That's how it breeds in the ocean. We go in the ocean during spawning time, and if you know what the smell of a sexual fluid is, it comes from a man. It tastes exactly the same. Yeah. It's like, whoa, come on now. Yeah. It's like that one. The whole factory smells of people are all the same. Same as the animals, same as humans, same as everything. No, those pheromones and hormones, well, when we release them, they're the same. Some are stronger, some are less. But when you put them down to the chemical factor, comes out of what a hormone comes out of a jellyfish is the same hormone that'll come out of a human. Same hormone will come out of an elephant. Same hormone that might even come out of a tree. Strange how we're all connected like that. Strange indeed. Well, we've gone at the half an hour mark, which is good. And I got 5 likes. One person watching. Hopefully click you guys, but you never know. But this is the Archangel Michael signing off. I'm waiting for the coming storm. The coming storm. Family arguing. Young nephew up the road was in a bit of trouble at his sister's house. I'm just waiting for the explosion to come to the door. Oh, families. You can't choose them, eh? You're born into a family. You can't choose to be on a family. But we can online, which is fantastic. You know, families are good. My family is generally good. But the family online I got, well, I got the chance to choose them. And that's fantastic. And we've stood together and we've gone through a bit. We're going to go through a lot more. But as time goes on, you might see a little bit less of me. But I'll always be there. I'm always going to be around because I've got things to do. And if I keep doing this, it's going to sort of lock me down. And I want to be mobile. There's time. I'm not going anywhere in a rush. I like doing this. Trust me. This is fun to me. But now it's going to turn into work. Really work this channel. Really work that news idea that Chloe Roma Army has come up with. So it's her inspiration. So we'll see how we go. We see how we go. She'll be doing all the editing, so that's great. I don't have to worry too much about the computer. And I'll put out more videos of like 10 minutes to 7 minutes to 10 minutes long. Hopefully I might get her to put a premiere together for me. And I'll do one of them as well. So I can just sit back and chat with people in the chat. That would be nice. That'd be very nice. Well, when I get this computer, I've got to save up for the computer. Money's a bit hard at the moment, but I got the 2 kids. Everything's got to sort of go on them. Make sure that they've got everything they need. So I got to put myself on the second shelf, you know. My wants and my likes. But I got a computer coming, so it looks like I might have to wait till Christmas and pay it off and see how I go from there. That way I'll get out of this closet, like people say. But I haven't heard anyone say it about me. I wonder why. Oh, that's right, because I am not a woman, I'm a man. And I find that a lot of these men on YouTube, well, they'll attack women. But they won't face a man. They won't face a man at all. And when they face each other, well, they start hugging each other in the street. Funny that. Funny that indeed. This is the Archangel Michael signing off. This news thing will start up pretty quickly. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for coming in, guys. Thank you all those that have watched. Archangel Michael signing off for now. Stay safe.